You're the guy. You were like, that is where I'm supposed to be.
I've never been the guy before in my whole life or since, but I slid the paper over and I was like, I'm the guy.
So y'all are all about creating community here. Why cinema as a tool to keep doing that on an even bigger scale?
I think cinema is great at creating community. Personally, it brings a huge crowd together to experience something together collectively, right? And so we're always just trying to bring the biggest crowd in that we can to enjoy the movie and to learn about the village as well.
What do those community cinema nights look like?
It's a great night under the stars, first of all. I truly think it's an amazing outdoor experience. When you first show up, you're probably going to have some volunteers that are going to help you find a place to park and orient you to the space. There's an opportunity to get burgers and fries at our community grill. Usually our guests bring like a lawn chair or a blanket to sit on our amphitheater. And we also do a tour before the movie starts. So if you've never heard of Community First Village before, you get a chance to learn about who we are just by showing up.
And who is Community First Village? Give us a window into who is out here calling this home.
Well, one of the things we talk about the most is that we believe the primary cause of homelessness is a profound catastrophic loss of family. And so the Community First Village name comes in because we're really restoring community back into people's lives, more so than just putting a roof over somebody's head, right? That would be why we have a movie theater, because it's not just a house that here's the keys, go have fun. This is your neighborhood, this is your home. And so our neighbors that live here have social opportunities like coming down to the movies. And then we also are bringing the wider community in to the village with the movie theater as well.
And what an incredible thing to do, so that people are living together and enjoying life together and realizing it can be that way.
Absolutely. At this moment, about 200 formerly chronically homeless people live here in Community First Village, and we are prepping phase 2. I believe the capacity is going to be over 500 at that point.
My goodness, what an impact that has on the community. You talked about the grill. How does that provide opportunity for residents out here?
We like to call it dignified income. It's how we pay our folks that work out here. So on my end of things, I will bring on some folks in a contract basis just to say, hey, I need you to help me set up and tear down, and we're gonna pay you this much. On the grill side of things, they are earning their income through sales. So the more people we get out to the movies, the more people that decide to buy one of our amazing burgers, our neighbors that live here are gonna be earning more through the sales.
So everybody can play a part in that. You use the term dignified income. Can you expand on that?
Because it's not just about getting paid on the one hand, and it's also not about giving out the most menial tasks we can find. It's about dignified work. Our team that works in the grill, these guys are getting their food handlers certificates, and they're working a busy restaurant that happens to be in a food truck. And they are all earning more than minimum wage, of course, in that situation as well. It's about the dignity of the person and the dignity of the work combined with respectable pay.
How have you seen that create a sense of empowerment for people out here?
That's interesting. One of the coolest ways would be actually not necessarily in my own program in the cinema, but a perfect description of that would be in our gardens, in our Genesis gardens, when a corporate group will come in for like a work day, and one of our neighbors will be the leader of their group and will teach them how to farm and show them how to harvest the vegetables. It's never really commented upon that this is a formerly homeless person leading them. It's just this is your leader today. And I think that's a really empowering and dignified opportunity.
I couldn't agree more. And isn't that beautiful to strip away those labels and just be like, here is person to person, neighbor to neighbor. It's not important where someone came from, it's where we are right now.
Yeah, we would say human to human, heart to heart at Mobile Loaves Fishes.
I love that. The cinema's already doing extraordinary things. Obviously there's a lot of growth going on. What do you hope the cinema becomes, not only for here, but for Austin?
Well, so today, right now, it looks like free movies every Friday night. And that's sort of like the backbone of what we do with that space. It's an awesome amphitheater that's open all week around, right? So a few things that we are doing now and what we hope to be doing more of in the future would be we can do private rentals with the space. A number of businesses, schools, church groups will come in and they'll actually pay to rent the space, which creates dignified income opportunities for our neighbors. I'd love to see the future of the cinema be 3-4 events a week versus just one. We also do these community partnerships. A lot of Friday nights, I'll bring in somebody, Antonelli's Cheese Shop, for instance, or the Texas Film Commission is coming in and partnering with us, which is another sort of community building thing that we can do. I'm always interested in bringing in more community partners to just share these events with me. It's not a big money thing, it's just about sharing with our audiences.
And I imagine becoming a major cinema for East Austin.
Yeah, and there's not really movie theaters in East Austin. The Alamo Mueller is the best we got in terms of far East Austin, there's nothing. So I'd love to carve out a space where people feel like, hey, there's a movie theater in East Austin and we can go out every Friday night.
You mentioned Alamo Drafthouse. They have been a huge supporter of yours, donating this space, the projector, which I can only imagine.
Right.
Well, how do you feel about the support that you get?
It's a bit of like Mobile Loaves legend. It was from before I was around, but Tim League, the founder of Alamo Drafthouse, was kind of searching for creative solutions to homelessness and found Alan just by looking around online. And those two are just these serial entrepreneurs, and so they bonded really well. And this idea of this cinema was born out of those guys being creative, and I just happened to hear about that idea early on and slid Alan a one-page proposal and told him I needed to be the guy to run this thing. And so Alamo has been huge. There would be no screen, there would be no projector, there would be no projection trailer if they hadn't donated all that gear. But they're also ongoing supporters. They help with promotion a lot of the times. They help with upgrades to the equipment, and they're just a huge part of the cinema community in this town, right? So it's awesome to have them in our corner.
You're the guy. You were like, that is where I'm supposed to be.
I've never been the guy before in my whole life or since, but I slid the paper over and I was like, I'm the guy.
That is just a perfect story. And that is why I'm so glad we get the opportunity to tell it, because you created a role where you thought you should be and you could make impact. And that's what this show is all about, is helping other people see what's possible. So thank you for that. On that note, how do you think communities across the country can learn from what y'all are doing?
Oh, good question. Well, I think Mobile Loaves Fishes as a whole are relational, and we succeed because we've built relationships. So Alan started bringing food out onto the streets 20 years ago and got to know people, and 20 years later, the Community First Village is here, right? One of the reasons that we don't try to just take Community First Village and build it in Houston is that we don't know Houston. We don't know the people in Houston, right? We try to bring people from all over the country here to learn about what we've done and take what we've learned back to their community and sort of contextualize it in their community. I just think it's all about relationships, and what we're doing is working because we know each other, we love each other.
Well, thank you for what you're doing. And thanks for your time today.
Absolutely.
Now let's watch a movie.
Bring it. Come on out.